Hello, listeners. Welcome back to another session of IPA. And thank you to everyone for tuning in to the special that was released a week ago that talked about the WGA SAG strike, what was going on and what was happening. I got a ton of great responses and feedback on it, and I thank you all for listening. And stick around because in a couple of weeks there will be an update when we know more about the WGA deal that's happening. But today, I have an incredible guest on who has been kind enough to provide pretty much every guest that we had for the Summer of Music, aka the Summer of Hip Hop. This is Dom Hollins. He is a talent agent and just an all-around entrepreneur. This man is smart, he's clever, and he knows how to get things done. So tune in for a great episode. Welcome to IPA Sessions. Welcome to IPA Sessions, a podcast for independent artists. This is a place where me, your host, Kay Jacob, likes to try and provide inspirations for practical application and entertainment. So today on IPA Sessions, we have Dom, the owner of Forever Hollins Management. He is an artist's manager, a social media manager, a curator, a creator, a podcaster, YouTuber. The guy is an all-around entrepreneur. So I just want to welcome to the show, Dom. Say hi.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Thank you so much for coming on today. This is another one of those rare instances where, social media networking, it actually works. It pays off. You've reached out to me through just seeing the podcast out there. And I believe you'll be for my second, possibly third guest that has reached out to me this way. So I love when networking works for everyone. And I'm so happy to have you on today because I haven't had a chance to actually talk to anyone who does what you do specifically, which is a lot of management. And you're an independent manager of many things. We mentioned that you had a podcast, you do YouTube, you do social media. Just kind of take us through a little bit of everything. And please tell us about yourself.
My name's Dom, y'all. Nice to meet everyone, the viewers, the viewership. Hey, man, you got to tell them, click like, click share, click subscribe. Push it out. But hey, man, I do everything. I got into this world of creatorship, the creatorpreneur space in 2019. It was the end of 2019. I was in my bed and I was like, man, 2020, I still do New Year's resolutions. Do you still do New Year's resolutions?
I used to, but I have a kid now, so maybe it's something fun we can start doing again. I just do it when I was little.
Really dope. Yeah, I have children too. Yeah, so hey, you just gave me an idea. I might start doing them with them. And then we just see if throughout the year who sticks with theirs or who's still moving towards theirs. So
I like it, accountability.
At the end of 2019, I said, hey, I'm gonna go on Indeed and just type in keywords of the things that I'm interested in and see if I can get a job in it. So my interests are basketball, music, sports, and podcasting. I had an interest in podcasting. I hadn't started my podcast yet, but I had an interest in it. So I typed in all this stuff. I found this company called Group 82 Music. They had a position about Spotify development. So I'm reading it and it was saying, hey, you'll be, linking with artists or flagship artists to push his music to curators to help him increase his streams on Spotify. So I said, yo, that's pretty dope. And honestly, it was an internship. So I said, okay, I work a full-time job. I could do something for fun, just to get my name out there. Like the way it was described, I was thinking that I honestly, funny, I never told this story. I honestly thought I was going to be working for Spotify directly because the way it was worded, like I was like, okay, I'm going to be doing an internship for Spotify. I didn't know much about Spotify. I had the app on my phone, but I never really, So, I do the app. They went well. I get a call from this guy named Dorian Clark. Shout out to Dorian. We do the interview. I get the internship. So as we're doing the internship, I'm Spotify developing, pushing his song. He gives us a template to push his music to curators. So I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm talking to people that own these playlists on Spotify. Like, I'm thinking this is so cool.
Like, really neat.
I'm learning. And then, then I was like, man, this ain't working. Like, I got my mind inside of the brain of a consumer. I was like, if somebody sent me this, I probably would like ignore it or push past it because this looks like something system generated or a robot. So I start just asking, hey, can you add this song? It worked. So like I think that first week I like killed it. I got his songs added on a bunch of playlists. So we came to the meeting and he had us keep it all in the Excel spreadsheet. And he was like, yo, Dom, I want you to like tell people what you're doing. Like, what are you doing? I said, man, honestly, I hope you don't get mad. Like, I'm not using your template. And he was like, what you mean? And I was like, I'm not using your template. Like, I'm literally just asking people to add it. I'm not using that template. I've been getting ignored. So he goes, hey, if that's working, that's understood. So as an internship's going, he's adding on tasks. He's adding on tasks. So I'm doing stuff like Spotify development. He was working on a song called "She Like that was doing really good. Um, he got 1 million streams on one of his songs. We're just pushing his music. So at the end of the internship, he decided to keep me on. He brought me on part time. I was getting paid weekly as music development. So I was still doing the same thing. So again, I'm working a full time job and I'm doing this. This journey started in 2019. So from there, I became copywriter for Group 82, playlister, curator, over music marketing. I dabbled in social media management where I was over the accounts. It was really dope. And Group 82 still around, Group 82 University. And I always appreciate Dorian because it really got me my creative juices flowing to the point that I'm still in it. Like 5 years later.
Yeah, it's an incredible opportunity that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so it's probably honestly as far as jobs go, like the current and we'll talk about this. I actually have a job too. I have a 9 to 5 and I do
As
this.
most
So
of us.
yeah, so I tell people my bio on Clubhouse, it says I have a 9 to 5, but from 5:01 to 8:59, I try to take over the world.
I like it. That's smooth.
Yeah, so I got into that and I really like it, man. I like talking to artists. I like trying to get their music out there. I like helping them. And I get a high off of, man, how did you do this? Or man, look at my numbers, or man, what you told me worked. Like I really like helping,
Genuinely helping, yeah.
passing knowledge on to artists and people that need it based off of my experiences and things that I dealt with. So it's really dope, bro. Like that's where it starts. And so let's go to 2022. Dorian shifted the business. He's doing something else now. He's gonna be really good at it. He had a prior liking in, or not liking, I'm gonna say profession, because he was a Division 1 coach. He trained pro players. He was an AU coach.
Oh, wow.
Basketball. Yeah, basketball. So he's going back into that, his passion. So he shifted the business. So he didn't need us anymore. So I went and got my LLC.
Which is a very difficult thing to do in and of itself. We had a friend on the show recently talk about their LLC and how they went about it. So I know that's a process.
Where are you at?
Me currently,
Mhm.
I'm in Los Angeles.
See, I'm in the South. I'm in South Carolina. It wasn't hard at all.
My friend's from Louisiana. She was out of New Orleans. Is where she got her LLC.
And I heard stuff is different down there. And I used to live in New Orleans, but
Hey, all right. Is a bon temps roulé.
South Carolina, all I had to do was go online, fill out an application, and press submit and pay the $115. And I had my LLC. You type the Forever Hollins Management online, is legit, is right there. But
That's awesome.
they say it's a lot of stuff easier here that, we got a lot of weird laws, but
it is a good note to bring up for anyone listening that is trying to make their own business,
Yeah.
much like Dom himself. When you're going into an LLC, do your research, check the state laws wherever you're from.
Yeah.
Everywhere is a little different. Some places easier than others. So fingers crossed you live in one of the easier places.
Yeah, mad easy. It took me 10 minutes. When you get in your LLC in my state, they add, when you put the name in, they make sure that no one else has it. Number 2, they're going to ask your address and social. Make sure you get a virtual address. Don't put your real address on there because people are going to type in your business and they can see your address. So I got a VBO, virtual mailbox. Excuse me, VMB, virtual mailbox. So, that's $9 a month. So my virtual mailbox is linked to my LLC.
All right.
So I did that, got that, and I just start like using Upwork for freelancers and entrepreneurs, and made some cover art graphics for people to reach out to me. And I started making money on Upwork and building connections through there, freelancing, doing social media management for small businesses. My first client was actually an artist pushing a song that he had. It was really cool. It gave me like CeeLo fuck you vibes.
Nice.
And it he had this vision for this song, man. He wanted to push it everywhere. So I created content for him weekly and pushed the song through playlisting. We got to over 30,000 streams in a few months.
That's great.
Yeah, it was straight. And then he got away from that. My next client who I had for a minute, shout out to Danny, man, from Surf Paints. If any of y'all are into surfing, go check him out. He sells paints, pens that you use on surfboards, but you can also use it on a lot of other things like shoes. It's acrylic pens that can be used on surfboards. It can be used on vehicles. It's really good quality acrylic pens. Danny Smith from Surf Paints in Australia. Dope dude. I was on with him for about a year. Then he shifted his business too. So from there, I went on to just help play Spotify playlist and artists, the same thing I was doing for Dorian. Then this year, I actually went full blown own thing. Shout out to my boy Kurt Rich. He's a trader over at LYMG. Go cop everything he has on his page, lymg.gumroad.com. He got me into starting my own website, foreverhollins.gumroad.com, to where I did my own services, everything that I offer from YouTube automation, YouTube management, playlisting. I have a YouTube course. I have a Spotify course. I have all of that assists artists with basically pushing their brand, increasing their views, increasing their streams. And that's from podcasters, entrepreneurs, any type of creator. It's for you. If you have a YouTube, it's for you. If you have anything on Spotify, it's for you, because you could use everything that I'm talking about for what you got going on as a creator, as a small business, as a business person.
That's a great resource to have. Yeah.
Yes. So Kurt got me on that. I saw what he was doing with his trading. We talk all the time. Dope dude, my bro. He was one of my groomsmen in my wedding. He's full-time entrepreneur gang, and he got on me about it and told me just do it and just let it sit, bro, and push it a little bit here and there and watch how people want this stuff. And man, when he reposts my stuff, his gang, they latch on, my gang, they latch on. It's a whole little community now, so it's dope. I
I
definitely
love that.
always
That's
gonna
awesome.
appreciate him. Yeah, I'm always gonna appreciate him. That's my brother. Shout out to Kurt. Y'all go over there.
Yeah, and we'll have links in the show notes as well.
Yeah. So we always talk about business. Me and him, we talk all the time about stuff, and that's who I do Shock the Culture with. Shock the Culture on YouTube. Shock the Culture 803. This is my I don't want to even call it a podcast, because we do shows,
Would you say like a web series in a way?
we go live, we post content, we post polls in the community, we do interviews, we just do everything. It's a content hub.
Okay.
That's why I don't even want to call it a podcast. So a content hub. We talk about everything that shocks the culture, anything that's gonna push a conversation forward, anything that's gonna start something.
Yeah, I love it.
That's where I'm at today, man, and I love it. I love this space. I love helping people. It gets my creative juices flowing from just sitting at a desk for 8 hours. And like I said, at 5:01, I'm
Taking over the world.
taking over the world. Then at 8:59, I'm slowing back down, putting my shirt and tie on, going to sit at the desk. I'm locked in there. Lunchtime, I might dabble a little bit, get that itch, and then I'm back at it. So,
Well, tell me a little bit about this Shock the Culture. This what did we call it? A content hub. I love that, by the way, content hub. Kind of talk about that process of doing this, all the work that goes into it. Perhaps your team that you work with, the people you work with. Just if you don't mind, just kind of elaborate a little bit on Shock the Culture.
all right, so Shock the Culture, man. Shock the Culture, where we shock the culture through conversation and content that I always mess this up. And it's funny because it should really be the soundbite, because I always mess it up.
It's all good. I'll make you sound good.
Oh no, you could keep this in, because I do this on the podcast. I'll go. It's a thing now. I'll go, man. I always mess this up. Shock the Culture, where we shock the culture through content and conversations that change the world or push culture through. I have to go look in my notepad, but basically, man, how we started this was like, bro, we just need to start a pod. Kurt came on my pod, and he's still one of my highest viewed podcasts. Out of all the people that I had on my podcast, Rantin with Nique, I've had NBA players, All Americans, NBA coaches,
That's amazing.
all of that on there. And Kurt, our episode is still top 5. And what that taught me was that when you have a tribe, it does not matter. Like, it makes sense. Think about analytics and social media. Me
Hmm.
and Kurt went to the same high school. Me and Kurt hang around the same circles. We have a lot of mutual friends. So when you see me and Kurt post something on socials, it's going to go to the same people and they're going to click it. Versus if I post maybe me and David Beckham, people might click on it, but it might not do well. But when you see two people that you're following posted something, Facebook pushes that. Hey, this is two of your friends. They're
Yeah.
posting together. They're tagged together. So we, man, Kurt is amazing with the graphics. He's the minds. He does his thing behind the scenes. He calls me SEO man. I'm good with the descriptions and linking and tagging the episodes. So we just join, bro. Like, even when we bounce off each other in the conversations on guests that we have, he asks the intellectual questions. I ask the stir it up a little bit questions. So it's like a good balance, man. We bounce off of each other, and it's a dope balance.
I love that. Yeah. Keep it smart, but keep it casual.
Yeah, so we prepare, we do everything, we understand preparation. We both went to school, got our business degrees, so we understand thoroughness and making things look good. That's really what it's about, bro. Like, just like you, like this is amazing. Like, your setup, your questions you asked me pre-pro, how I found you, email, like I told you, you were one of the top 5 pods when I typed in.
It's exciting to hear.
And that's how, bro. You're probably, like you said in pre-pro, like 3 people hit you up this week. It's going to be more people because independent artist is a key word. This is for anybody listening. That's a crazy hashtag. When you hashtag independent artists on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, it's a million. I think on TikTok is at 1 billion.
Right.
People search that.
Well, I like that you brought it up because just to jump off topic slightly, or still on topic, but I'm glad that you brought it up because something that I really enjoy about this show is that it's for the artists out there, for you, for everyone that's been on as a guest, to share their personal journey, their personal experience, the stuff that they have gone through to get to where they are. And a lot of my guests, I have one recently that was out, and she is a successful independent movie producer to the point where she's put out Kevin Smith films. She's worked with Kevin Smith and other popular directors who are also independent artists. And you forget, because of their caliber of film and the cult status behind them, that they too are still technically independent. So it's really awesome when you have these artists on varying levels of success that still want to share how they got there, and they love going back and talking about those beginning stages where it all started. All the BS they've had to deal with, all the trial and error. So it's exciting to me. I love just sitting back and listening. And I'm glad that you brought that up. So I was happy to hear that, and it's nice to hear that I too have my beginning story of, like, this is the trial and error phase.
Yeah.
I have my system, I have my setup, but I've learned through doing a previous podcast. I've learned from years when I worked at a radio station. I've just combined all these different things that I've worked with into a system that works for me. And again, it's still trial and error. Every day is trial and error. I was late trying to get this set up because I got my time zones confused.
Yeah.
So you do make mistakes, but you learn from those and you push forward.
You know what, man? I had a conversation with somebody. All big businesses are entrepreneurs. The owners of all big businesses are entrepreneurs, because there's somebody that owns that business that is an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Think about it. Google and Apple, they started at the crib, right?
Yeah, I think Apple started out of a garage.
The garage, yeah. So at the crib, he was an entrepreneur who wanted to push something that he had going on forward. It's the same thing. Like, the same thing that's happening in big companies on a bigger scale, as people say, is the same thing that's happening, or excuse me, reverse that. What's happening on a smaller scale, it's what's happening on the bigger scale. You got CEOs and owners who had an idea where they started out independent or an entrepreneur, and then they blew up. So now they're corporations and organizations, but they still have the mentality of I'm gonna make money. This is my business. They just have a team around them. So when people, you hear people, man, the higher ups, they don't do no work. We do all the work for them. Hey, they did do the work though. They did the work to get it here. It's just that they have enough money now to delegate tasks, delegate departments, delegate this, delegate that.
Which may lead to internships for people like you and get that opportunity yourself to
Yeah.
step up and start doing the same thing.
And it lasted for 4 years, and I learned a lot, and I'm able to do the exact same things on my own.
That's
So
awesome.
it's dope, man. And that's literally my story. I'm here today, and I always appreciate the ups and downs. It was hard. It was times I wanted to quit. It was times of like, this is bullshit, but you push through and you learn to push through.
I'm really enjoying this conversation so far because literally I'm getting to know you as we're talking. This is my first time really kind
That's
of
good.
talking to you about what you do. I've seen some of your work. I've followed the links. I've gone and checked you out, but I haven't had a chance to really, see Shock the Culture yet or get in depth on a lot of the artists and stuff that you do. So I really appreciate you coming on and just telling me all about it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about the management aspect of what you do. You're an artist manager, you're a social media manager. Would you like to kind of elaborate on some of the artists that you work with? I know for sure you work with certain musicians. Do you work with any entertainers, any fellow social media people, what they call them, social influencers, things like that at all?
All right. So right now I'm managing 3 artists. Alexis Amogane out of California. She's amazing, amazing voice. Already Mine is going crazy still after a couple months of being out. 28,000 as an independent now.
Yeah,
No label stuff, no machine. This
I
is
checked
us.
out the link you sent me. It's really good.
Yeah, it's us pushing this stuff. With us personally reaching out to curators, us doing all the groundwork. Face Me is coming out at the top of July. Beautiful love story. Amogane, all her music is dope. She has a story, she has a voice, and she got something to say. Mo Seuss. Mo is a natural poet. When you talk to Mo, he talks in poetry.
Wow.
Like
Like like
it's
like pros?
it's like all right. So I'm gonna give you an example. You can ask Mo, "Hey Mo, how your day going?" Mo might tell you something like, "Man, I'm just trying, I'm just blowing along with the wind right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to
Nice.
vibe through the skies, make sure everything can see me through the clouds." Or he might say something poetic like that. That's him. He's all about class, poetry, like his rhyme schemes. His flow is just smooth, and you got to listen to his verses a couple times to catch everything that he's saying. Trail Brooks, the hottest rapper out of the Carolinas since J. Cole. Shout the culture. We said it. Trail has a story. He is a teacher, father, husband, all around positive guy, but will still kill a 16. Y'all go check out Checks, Winter's Edge, Trail Brooks. It's all on Spotify right now. Trail Brooks, he be spitting the similes, his voice. It's articulate, it's authoritative. It's his time, man. We need it. We need it in music. We need it. It's a lot of sliding and drilling going on. We need this positivity and a powerful positivity because it ain't
Absolutely.
it ain't soft. It's he's speaking to whoever's listening, and if you ain't listening, you gonna hear him.
I love it. So you obviously have a passion for this. You care about these artists.
Yeah,
You want them to succeed, and their success is your success. But it's also just you believe in what they're about, and I love
yeah,
that.
and it's because my name is on it, bro. Like if I don't do nothing for them,
What good are you?
no, but it's not even that. Like this is my first time actually doing it for real. And shout out to Kurt because he got me into it for real. But like if they not doing nothing, and like let's do a scenario. Like let's say they had a show. Hey, who like yo, what's up with you? What's your situation? And let's say I wasn't doing nothing or trying. Oh, I got a manager, but no, it's like, hey, yeah, that's my manager. That's what they do. I'm in their bios. Hey, that's my manager, and I talk. I like to talk. I do the talking for them. And I try to make it as easy as possible. I do the playlisting for them. I do the content. I do what I can for them.
It's not just knowing your worth, but what you're worth to him or to them.
Yeah, and then also they got jobs.
Yep.
You try to make it. You try to make it to the point that they just creating. Think about that. You work outside of podcasting?
I do. Yeah. I've mentioned on the show before.
tell me the company, but what do you
No,
do?
it's okay. I'm a locations manager for film and TV, and I'm an assistant. I just moved up. I PA'd as a production assistant for like 8 years. I put in the work, and I love what I do. My
Congrats.
end game is, to just keep being creative. I love doing this podcast, but at the same time, I want to write, I want to produce, I want to put my own stuff out there. But I love being able to network with all these different folks, hearing their own stories and what they do. And it's like, I'm not alone. That's the best
Right.
part about the show is I'm not alone. I may be doing something different than them, but we're out there doing it.
Yeah, so
Got to pay the bills.
you're a creator. So if you were in a space where you could just create and not have to worry about all that other stuff, you would create your best.
Oh,
All you
absolutely.
be worried about is creating. It's just like any sports player or analogy. Your best player performs the best when he can do his strengths without worrying about having to do other things.
I love that analogy. That's perfect. Yeah.
Jordan was really, really good because when he got help, all he had to do was score.
Yeah. Not only did he get help, but the people who helped him, they also succeeded because look at Scottie Pippen.
Yep.
It works. They worked well with each other. It brought each other up on that next level. It wasn't just Michael alone. He brought everybody up there with him.
Yep. So that's how it is, man. It's a good synergy, good energy, good way to collab. I love it. I like helping people. And that, like I said, that's what I get a high off of.
I love it, dude. All right, I want to move into a portion of the show now, and I really appreciate you just kind of sharing with us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. And I want to ask you too. We know because you're an entrepreneur, you're starting your own business, so to speak, and what you're doing. There are finances that are involved in this, and as many people know who listen to the show, and for those who are just out there doing it on their own, you have to invest in yourself. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, it's a lot of money out of your own pocket. Do you feel where you are now compared to where you started that your investment and your time and your energy into what you've been doing is starting to pay off for you now? Or is it still like a slow process that you just have to be patient for and wait for, and eventually everything will start to be a financial success? So like you said, if you get a chance to not have to work that 9 to 5 and you can just be creative, do you feel like you'll start getting there soon? Hopefully I didn't make that too many questions in one.
I caught all of the questions. All right, so you don't get anything out of anything until you start investing in it. There's nothing on this earth where you can't put nothing into it to where you're gonna get something out of it. There's no industry where you could just walk into where you didn't put no time in and be nice at it. I really believe that.
Yeah.
So when people are artists, are they rapping, are they singing, or they're comedians, or they're a podcaster, or they're a YouTuber, and they think that they could just do this and just post once every other week, or they can post something and not get no knowledge on any of this, and it's supposed to move, and then they quit because they see the views are at 0 or at 1, or they're not pushing as much as they want to. That's their fault. You didn't invest your time into getting knowledge in this game. Investment isn't only money, investment is time. Did you study? Did you buy a course? Did you study a course? Did you watch somebody that's already doing this? Like, that's what an investment is. Now, to go to the financial side of this, where you're asking, do you got a good camera? Do you got a good mic? Do you got some good clothes? Do you look good? Because that helps. If I'm scrolling my timeline and I stop and look at you, either you got to look really really good or really really ugly.
That's fair.
For people to stop and look.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the financial side, you make money. You make money from your streams, your distro kid, however you do your business, however you structure any deals that you get coming along. Are you doing licensing? Are you getting placements? Are you trying to playlist your song as much as possible to where when you get that quarterly distro payout, are you going to get a little check? Are you posting content enough to the point that you got your watch hours and your subscribers to where YouTube is paying you every month for your content? Are you monetized on these social media sites to the point because you're posting so much content? Artists are the dopest content creators That's why I don't understand. Like, you got this new cool thing that goes on in everything with these younger kids, to where they want to be something, but they don't really show it. Like, you might click on a kid's page, they don't have any posts. That's the thing now. They got one picture, but it's like, bro, in your bio it says you're a rapper. Where's your songs? Where's your link? Like, that's what I'm saying. The knowledge and investment. Like, if you rap, bro, I should be able to click on your page and know that you're a rapper. Like, it's okay to post that.
I just want to jump into one of my things that I enjoy doing for this show is, as a content creator, like you were saying with the YouTube channel, this is a podcast, it's all audio, but I also provide the full sessions, the full episodes on YouTube as well. There's a YouTube page, but something else that's fun on YouTube and with TikTok is I get to make clips. I take segments from our conversations to showcase the artist. So you get to see an image of them. I put in some things that they talk about, and it's really cool to make these 30-second to a minute long videos from our actual conversation we had. So you get a little taste of the episode. So if you're not sure, like, well, I don't know, is this for me? Just take 30 seconds out of your time, check out the video, and that'll tell you enough. If you don't hear anything from those clips that I make, then that episode's not the one for you. Check out the next artist.
Right.
And it's a great way, like you're saying, as a content creator, you can't just put one image up. You got to do the work.
Man, what content are you creating if you're claiming that you're a digital creator or a content creator? So, yeah, man, but, to the finances, you can make money from this. You just got to put in the work. It's just like at work. Like, you gotta clock in, you gotta sell, you gotta call people, you gotta collect, you gotta put in the footwork, you gotta do this. It's like any job. As hard as you go on that job, as an artist, you gotta go hard too to get that bread, get that money. That's how I look at it.
That's a great way to look at it, and it's just the reality of it. I appreciate you sharing that with me, man. Thank you, and to the listeners out there. I want to move this along now, and I kind of want to start asking you a couple of questions about yourself as a, let's just say, as an entrepreneur, and specifically as a manager, someone that's out there, curating and creating and pushing other artists. I want to ask you, what has been the biggest challenge that you had to personally overcome, or maybe it's something that you're still working on?
The biggest challenge that I've had to deal with being an artist manager or a social media manager, or even having a team or other people that I have to think about, is putting my feelings aside. There's times that I've wanted to go off on people because the way they talk in an email, or the way they lied, or the way they said something to me, and I can't turn up the way I would turn up if it was just me and them, because I have to think about the artist, or I have to think about the business. That's a struggle for me,
Absolutely.
because if it's just me, I don't care. I don't care about that relationship, because you fucking played with me, bro. Like, I don't care to even have that relationship with you. But I might have to care now, because if I keep this relationship, it can help us. But then when I get to that spot where I don't need you, what you did to me before, I'm still thinking about it. But I'm not gonna be treacherous, or I'm not gonna be malicious or mean about it. I'm just gonna be like, all right, I gotta watch that.
You got to stay professional. I respect that.
Yeah,
But you got to stay aware.
yeah. This industry, there's no HR, there's no business office, there's no manager to where you go to and say, hey, Jacob did me wrong, bro. Like, he needs he needs to be written up. So
My
don't go on
bad.
the pod. All right, in the day. Like, but this creator economy, as they call it, is for us to be us. So
Mhm.
I feel like when people play with you, or when they're like that, that's them for real. Because nobody's telling them to be that way, or that's them for real. So that's the challenge, where you have to think about others in this.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough one. I appreciate that answer. We talked about how you've been doing this for over 4 years, going on 5 now, and this is something that you've been really drawn into. It's a passion of yours. You love it. It's exciting to you. So you kind of know what you're doing at this point. I know that we learn something new every day, but I'm wondering, let's say you're a couple of years in now and you kind of know what to anticipate and what to expect, but has there been something unexpected that you had to face? And maybe it's something that you learned in the moment. You weren't anticipating this. You didn't see it coming. it caught you off guard and you dealt with it right then and there. There may not have been a good way to fix it or a bad way. It's just something that you weren't expecting and you had to deal with it.
I won't use names.
Totally fair.
There was a company I was doing social media management for, and I was over the video editing team and content that was being posted. So, we did, this is game two, batch load up, like, of the content. So you got people that made every day, they create content and then they post it. But I think the smartest way is to load your content up and automate it so you can get free time for yourselves. So you might push the content out for a week, try it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, to where you get all your content together, get the descriptions, get the tags, and just put it in your schedulers, and they go. So I was over the content team, video editing team, and there was a video in there with a guy that we did a pod with, and I was over coming up with titles. And I not gonna lie, I came up with a title that was, it wasn't clickbaitish, but it was what he was talking about. So I clipped up something from what he said on our pod about him having beef with somebody else. Both of these guys, I will say this, they were verified before you could buy the verifications. And one of them have 1 million followers. I'm not gonna say their names. Before it was posted by a distro, we called in a meeting. Hey, should we post this? And we all had like a meeting, and we decided not to post it. So that kind of threw me off guard because I was like, dang, this is real. This is really real. Like,
That's a fine line.
the guy said, hey, if y'all would have posted that, I knew it would have been some stuff. I appreciate the distro for telling me about this, because if y'all would have posted that, it would have been something. Like, I know this guy would have said something. So that threw me off. Like, dang, it made me think I got to start thinking differently.
Yeah.
So that threw me off guard. There's a lot of other, but you only asked me one.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that you're not expecting and you have to learn about. And like you said, now it's changed your whole way of thinking about moving forward.
Yeah, you gotta, and it goes back to your last question, like thinking about others, thinking about other people. Like, you have to think about that. This is how it could go. So yeah, man, it made me think, like, being in social media in the content world, it makes me look at the news differently. It makes you look at, I bet you as a content creator, I gave you kudos to your SEO. You probably look at titles differently than other people. You probably look at descriptions and the way that news is presented differently than other people.
Yeah, I read everything and then form my opinion.
Yeah, you probably know how a story's going to go before they even tell it, because
Usually.
you're in the content space. Like, you probably know, oh, well, that's why they use that word, because this is a keyword that scored well on TubeBuddy or vidIQ to get more search engine optimization, or to push the title in this video through, because and the, if you use the, it might get you better results than using and or it. Like, it's all that. Like, you think about that stuff.
Oh, I can totally relate. I'm a lot of people that listen and friends and everyone knows this about me. I'm a big wrestling nerd. I love professional wrestling. It's just something I enjoy. We had a deathmatch wrestler on here. It was a really great conversation. But I listen to a lot of other podcasts, not just about the independent scene, but about wrestling and other stuff. And I see that clickbait stuff constantly, and like, it'll get me to listen to a podcast, and about halfway through I'm like, where's the title? Where's what this conversation is supposed to be about? And you realize it's just there to pull you in, but that's not really what it's about. It's like, just be honest about the conversation. Don't use the click, because then it's going to turn people away.
And YouTube punishes you for clickbait. If you say something is something and it's not, 0 views. If you post something on your page that's not like your page, 0 views. YouTube punishes you when you don't stay on niche, because the way they register your page is what they registered it as. And that's me giving y'all one of the points from my how to get 1,000 subscribers in 30 days course too, y'all. That's something I say in there. So you got one of them.
I like it.
But yes, you got to stay on niche. If you stay on niche, YouTube is going to reward you. Like, oh, this is Jacob posting his podcast about independent artists. He hashtagged independent artists. We're going to push this to all the independent artists, and we're going to give him this many. Like it, they reward you. But when Jacob start posting about hip hop gossip, no, Jacob, this isn't what your page is about, sir. Lead that to Say Cheese and all those other gossip tabloids.
Yeah.
Do that. You don't start posting this, Jacob. And 0, 0, 0. All right, go back to all right. Dom from Forever Olives Management talks about his independent artist Alexis Mogane. All right, bet 100 views, 200, 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nicki
Just keep it
Minaj
honest.
turned off the Empire State Building. 0. Like no, it's gonna, YouTube tell you what to do.
Right.
It tell you what to do. In the views, it's gonna tell you what to do. If you copy the videos that you got the most views on your page, it's telling you what to do. Use your analytics. That's another one. Dang, I'm gonna have to take a couple dollars off the course because I'm telling you what's
Hey, links in the show notes, everyone. Check out the course.
link in the description. There you go. Yeah.
I love it, man. So moving along with the challenges and the unexpected, I want to ask you now, what's a hard reality you've had to deal with and accept? You know, something that's discouraging, but you pushed through it and just accepted it for what it is, or maybe you even resolved it. You know, some things there's nothing that can be done about it. It is what it is, and you just learn to work around it or, work through it.
That is a really good question, Jacob. Ooh.
Give me that hard reality. What's a hard reality? Everybody should anticipate this, especially if they're coming at you to do what you do.
You want to know what's a hard reality that artists don't understand? I'm going to make a lot of artists mad with this.
Say it. Be honest, because everyone else needs to know what to prepare themselves for.
It doesn't matter how talented you are. That's not enough. You have to invest time into what you're doing, bro. Like, you can rap your ass off, sing your ass off, post the best content in the world, have the best product ever. You can have the best selling anything, product, service, anything. If people don't know about it, it don't matter. You got to market yourself. You got to find a way to market. You got to find a way to find the people, your tribe. You got to find a way to put yourself in position or in a place to where people are going to buy this or people are going to listen to you. People are going to do this or do that. So circling it back to the artist world, bro, don't switch up because you think this is what's in. Like, if you sing, sing.
Yeah.
Because for some, you sing the way you sing for a reason. I say 99% of the time, the way you started rapping, the way you started singing, the way you started yodeling, the way you started rock and rolling, the way you started beatboxing, the way you started screaming on the track was because you were a fan of that, which influenced you to do it. So if you were a fan of it, do you think you was the only fan of it? No. Go find people that like it like you. And with the internet, it's so, we just talked about hashtags.
Yep.
You can find your tribe. You can find the people that's going to share it, that love what you do. So the harsh reality, again, it doesn't matter how good you are at what you do. If you don't market your stuff, nobody's going to see it, bro. You could post the coldest shit ever on your page, but if nobody saw it, the shit don't matter, bro.
I love that answer too, because you're right. It is a hard reality to accept, especially for people like myself, people like you, people like the artists you represent.
Your podcast audio sounds better than some of the biggest podcasts that I listen to, bro. I listen to some of your pods.
Thank you.
But you know what's crazy? They have a machine. That's the second reality that I want to listen to. And I'm sorry that I cut you off because
go for it.
This is number one, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it out. You're not Drake. You're not Beyonce. You're not Rihanna. You can be you and still make money.
Yep.
You can make money as an artist to the point that you don't have to work your jobs. There's resources and there's ways right there on YouTube. I call YouTube University because you can figure it out. You can see, you could copy. That's all school is. Copying knowledge. When you sit in the classroom, they telling you, when we showing our age, textbooks. How many years was that textbook maybe 10 years in there, yes, it's recycled knowledge. YouTube is the recycled knowledge hub now. You probably could type that in, how to be a full-time artist. And it'll tell you what you need to do, what this person did, what I did, the stuff that I started doing for free.
Just listen to this show.
Listen to this podcast.
That's what we do.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's you're not them. They have machines. And then I say this as number three, because you're not them, that doesn't mean that you're failing either.
Yeah.
Y'all, we gotta stop that too. You can have a tribe of 100. Bro, if you got 100 fans, I just was telling somebody this yesterday. If you have 100 fans, Facebook caps is at 5,000. If you got 100 people that listen to your music and they listen to one of your songs 10 times, that's 1,000. That's 1,000 streams, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You got that from your tribe. There's independent artists that I've listened to some of their songs way more times than 10. And I know I'm not the only fan of them. So if it's 10 other people do like 100 other people doing the same thing I'm doing, that's 1,000 streams for them that he got. Like, you can build your tribe through your niche, through the people that rock with you. That's what that it's just like how you need to treat YouTube. You could treat your world like that. Like, I'm not about to go, like, you as an artist, like me as an artist manager, I'm not going to go book a Mogane at a hip hop concert because she sings R&B positive music. I'm not going to go book Trail at an opera because Trail is a rapper. I'm not going to go book Mo at a country concert because Mo raps. It's the same thing on the internet. It's the same thing in real life. Go where you're appreciated, and you'll be appreciated, and you're going to get new fans.
And I love what you said too about the, stop thinking that you're a failure just because of it. Because that's what I was going to say earlier, about the hard reality that you said of just accepting that, like, even though you're talented, you're great at what you do, it's not enough. And you're right, because myself included, it's something that I have to constantly work at every day, trial and error. I get better, I learn, I conversate, I take everything that people tell me from these conversations and I apply it. Each time I record with a new artist, I'm doing things that I'm taking from previous conversations that I had and applying it to see if this works for me. Is this going to make it better? Is it going to make it worse? I don't care, as long as it's helping me grow and helping me get better. And I do believe in myself. And I don't think that I'm a failure. And I think a lot of artists out there, I should have that same mentality. Believe in yourself. Don't think that just because it's not out there, you're a failure. You're not a failure. You're just failing at putting it out there. So work on it. Get it out there. And yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, Dom.
There you have
it. All right. I want to move into some positivity now. What for you is the most valuable takeaway that you've learned from your entire experience? Something that helped you grow and improve as an artist, as a manager, as an entrepreneur.
Celebrate all your wins.
That's a great that's a great takeaway. Celebrate.
Celebrate all your wins. I learned this from Dorian, actually. And everybody should do this. When you write down, when you make a list of things that you want to do, right? Try this next week. Make a to-do list, right? Every time you do something on that to-do list, check it out and reward yourself. Your brain is going to program itself to celebrate and want to push to the next win. It's just like a child. When my son makes honor roll or when my daughter does something good, if I celebrate that, they're going to want to keep doing it.
Absolutely, yeah.
If I don't make it, you made all A's, so what, bro? Like, no. You can't do that because then you don't know yet. They're children. He might be like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to do good in school then if I ain't getting shit.
It doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to celebrate those. It could be something small. Hey, let me take you to the store. It could be like just for us, like as much as getting up. They said, and in that, what I learned is just something as simple as you getting up and let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's a small celebration. To you buying yourself something. Like, it could be in between. But to-do list, cross it out. That dopamine that goes through for you crossing out something on your to-do list. I've done it and I've been doing it. I even do it at my job. I write my goals down on my calendar, and each day I'll write down how I'm getting closer to it. And you get that rush, that dopamine, like, oh, I'm almost there. Oh, I only need this much. So it's the same thing as an artist. If you got a goal, at how many streams you want to get for a song, how many placements, how many YouTube views, how many interviews, how many podcasts, how many runs you want to do it. Write it down. Check it out when you're done.
I like that. That's a great takeaway. Earlier we had talked about, the unexpected, but I want to ask you now about the expected. What did you want or expect from this project? Whether it's, we're talking about shock the culture or your talent management that you're into, or basically just what you do. What did you want from all of this?
Be the biggest platform in the world of two dudes that really care, that two dudes that really hopped into this as guys that really like it, and we didn't look at it as a way to make money or opportunity or as an opportunist. I'll tell you another story.
Lay it on me.
I'm not going to call the platform out, but there's a platform verified before the verification that has 10 million followers right now on social media. And this is why I don't say when people say paying for playlisting is illegal. Everyone does it. Even those big platforms, labels do it. They all do it. It's not, the placement is legal, but they say the streams are. But that's a different discussion. However you want to look at the wording of the terms and agreements for Spotify. But listen, I inboxed this. I don't know who was managing the account where they saw me, because I even told them, dang, you responded to me. You got, at the time they had 4 million followers. They got 10 now. I said, dang, bro, you responded to me. You got 4 million followers. He LOL'd me and told me the price to get my song on his playlist. You know how much he told me?
A ridiculous amount, I'm assuming.
$1,500 for a week. So I looked at that like, bro, that's a lot of money for this plat. $1,500 for a week. Now, you know what that showed me? You don't really care about independent artists. Do you know it's people that don't make over $1,500 in a month? I do budget analysis at my job. You are potentially taking someone's full month's pay for a week of you putting their song on a playlist. And if you do calculations, I'm not going to make back, unless this song gets 500,000 views in a week, I'm not going to make back what I gave to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a real number, because I've done the math. 1 million views gets you about $4,500 on Spotify. So half in that is about 2,000. So even under that, let's be real, maybe 300,000. Now if this is gonna, but that's not a return. I'm just getting my money back. But I may get something out of it. Somebody might have saw my song on your platform and be like, hey, let me reach out to that guy. And if it was really, really good, that might open an opportunity for me. So for $1,500, my song was on this playlist. I would need to get 300,000 in a week.
Listeners, right? Listens or streams?
Streams for me to make my money back. Now, if I make my money back, that's cool. Also, you get the opportunity, the platform, the exposure. So
it's too much of a financial risk too.
I don't know. It depends on what your goal is as an artist. Because
I mean, if you can afford to take the risk, why not? It's an opportunity. Like you said, there might be a benefit to it. Someone hearing it and it gets you further along. But if you're not and you can't afford that, it just sucks.
It all depends on how you push that. Because I bet if you post, hey, my song was on blah, it's gonna be people like, oh, that's my boy. They'll listen to it, but only for a week. But I'll say this: it's people that actually care about you, people that actually did the work. We had to start from ground level to the point. Me and bro was talking about this when we both got out of college, because we graduated high school the same year. We were trying to find jobs. We literally, Twitter days, we were charging people to tweet, to promote on Twitter packages through tweeting. So I don't know if you remember that era. Jacob, if you want me to post your podcast link 50 times this week, we're going to charge you $50. That's what we were doing. And it was working. Like, people were PayPaling us. This was before Cash App or any of that. We had to wait for the PayPal to process.
I remember that.
Yeah. So we were getting PayPal $10, $15, $20. Hey, we did mixtape placements. We got a kit of free beats And really great idea. Really great idea. And we could probably do this now, but do an actual album. We got a kit. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna present this to him because I got a guy that's trying to get his music out here in the States that's from the Ukraine, and he's doing a really good thing right now. Matthias. He's pushing free beats for artists to get his name out here in the US, and they're amazing.
That's awesome.
So anybody listening right now, hit me up at HeyDom803. I got a guy that's just trying to get his sound out there. That's an investment. He's giving out free beats because he wants to get his music heard out here in the States. But we bought beats, and we were telling artists, we were selling them in a package. Like the package is tweeting out your music, promo, mixtape placement. And we will send you the beat that we want you to rap on. And they were sending it back. Like, it was like, yo, we gave this man the beat. He went and did his thing on this. It was a dope thing that I think we can bring that back.
I like the idea. It does seem to allow creative doors to be opened and to work and network with other people.
This is the beat that we got for you because of what, and then we act like, going back to that care part, we listen to these guys' music. So based off of what we heard from you, we think this beat is good for you. Rap on this. And there was guys sending it back. Original projects.
I like it.
So we care. So that's the good about it. We care. We want to be the biggest platform of two fellas that care. We giving value, we're serious, and we doing it. Like, I don't know anybody that actually really cares. You got people that's in it for the money, but our foundation was we actually care. We got friends that rap. We're telling them what to do to push they stuff through.
Yeah, their success is your success. I like
Yeah,
that. You want to be successful, but you also want to show everyone like, hey, I genuinely care. Like, success will come. Let's get you out there. Let's put the work out there. Let's put the art out there. Let's let your voice be heard. I respect that a lot.
we care for real, man, and that's what I want people to see.
Genuine. That's the word I'm looking for. It feels genuine.
Yeah, we care for real.
Well, Dom, I appreciate you sharing that with me about what you expect and what you want. I appreciate you telling me about all the struggles, the ups and downs through all this stuff that you've been doing, man. What's your drive? What motivates you?
I noticed my kids was watching, and I'm the type of person that I'm not going to do something if I'm not going to be 100% at it. Honestly, it's stuff that I turned down that I said, bro, I'm not even going to go hard on that because I don't know nothing about it. There's been times like people that hit me up that asked me to do stuff, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not nice at that yet. I think you should hit this person up. I've done that. And I don't want the credit for it. I'm not the type of person that everyone, like, you don't gotta give me credit. Like, I'm not gonna be like, hey bro, ain't even shout me out. Like, that's just been me.
Yeah.
Even when I played ball, I played a little college ball too. Like in high school, I never taught big myself up on stuff like that. And I get told about this a lot. Like, bro, you gotta let these people know. And like, I've never been that type of person. But what drives me is just watching. Like if I told Jacob that he should put this in his description, and I saw Jacob got 1 million views on that podcast, that I told him to put this in his description. That's what drove me. Jacob don't even gotta say, Dom showed me this. Because Jacob know I showed him that. Jacob knows I showed him that. That drives me. People blowing up or prospering off of something that you told them. That drives me. You ain't gotta tell people. You ain't gotta really big me up. You ain't gotta tag me. You ain't gotta do none of that shit, bro. Like, if I know me and you know who showed you that. Me and you know who told you to do that. I could text you right now. Hey, bro, good shit. You gonna say, appreciate you, gang. That's all I need. That's it. It's that, and knowing, like, and I see and like, again, I got children watching me, and it's crazy. Like, you start seeing yourself in them. Like,
Can totally relate.
don't like it, some of it, but like, my son is hard on himself because he sees how hard I am on myself. My daughter too, and I don't. And I tell them, yo, chill out. And then I think behind my head, it's like, you see me get on myself.
That's just being a great dad. It's something I deal with too. I feel you on that.
I try not to be so emotional around them with stuff, I try to hide it because I don't want their children. They don't need to worry about that. They don't need to internalize that. But it's like I show some emotion, but then you still see it like we're playing little Uno, we're playing little games. Daughter getting mad. Dang it, son tearing up a little bit because he lost. He cried last week because he lost their first game, and my mom was like, And I was like, all right, mom, I ain't tell him about that yet.
No, I feel you, man.
Yeah,
I
so
deal with the same stuff, but
yeah,
it's like going back to what you had said earlier, just to address that with your children and just anyone younger that's you're a model to, a role model to, an icon to, they look up to, is celebrating every achievement, celebrating every little thing, no matter how big or small, just celebrating every successful, positive thing, because it shows them that, yeah, I'm a little hard on myself at times, but you don't have to be,
right.
because you did this and this is incredible.
You're completely right, man. You're completely right.
But I think that's a really great drive to have.
Children and watching others succeed is the drive, man. Just wanting, because too, what I'm learning in this entrepreneurial business, testimonials is a thing, man. If this guy, I mean, I know I just said you ain't got to shout me out, you ain't got to say none of this or none of that, but when I reach out for that favor, hey bro, you can do this for me, tell this person I did this for you, or do this little quick little video for me or something, they'll do it.
Right. Well, one fantastic thing I can say about this show, and for anyone out there listening that wants to come on and share their experience, share their journey as an artist, once you're on the IPA sessions, you're a part of the IPA family. You're always a friend of the show. We'll constantly update you. We'll constantly promote your work. We're going to constantly keep talking about you to keep you relevant and keep you out there, especially if you're out there working. You are the best at what you do. And maybe you're failing at getting yourself out there. Well, IPA is here to help try and get you out there. So that's one thing I can guarantee on this show. And it's another reason why I really appreciate you coming in today, man. I really do.
I appreciate it. I'm going definitely, we gonna talk because I got I got my artists, I got artists. I
Hey,
see,
networking. That's what
yeah,
I'm
I
here
see
for, man.
all the time. I'm always looking for podcasts and all that, and yeah, I'm gonna put you in my hub, and it's gonna push you forward because you're gonna build them relationships. You gonna keep posting. You're gonna post over and over and over and over again, and it's gonna push you through that algorithm even more. Like I said, I don't know what you doing on the backlogs, but you were at the top, so you
Just
doing.
being honest and putting out content.
Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that's enough.
I have one last thing for you, and I just want to know, is there any advice or something you would like to say to anyone out there that's looking to do what you do?
Be you.
I love it. Be you.
Because everybody's already taken. You need to be you because somebody likes you for you. They might not have told you that yet though. You don't do this stuff without somebody liking it. Like I got this theory and I got an email list for my business and I'm think you know what? I'm gonna write this down for my next theory. I call them Dominiqueisms.
I love it.
Where I have theories. Like I got the Chick-fil-A theory, I got the Donald Trump theory, I got like these certain theories where you click on it and be like, what does this mean? And then you see me explain it like, oh, that makes sense. So I got this theory. No matter how terrible you are at what you do, you got one fan. You got at least one fan.
True.
It could be a relative and it could be somebody that really rocks with you. But I don't think anybody out there got no fans. So if being you gonna get you fans or it got you fans, keep being you. Just increase the quality of being you. There are some terrible songs that top the charts or charted because of the quality was really good, but they were being them and it related to somebody that wanted to be like that too. There are a lot of things that we subscribe to in fashion, that we subscribe to in look, that we subscribe to in culture because it looked like it was in, but then it fizzled out. That's what I'm saying. So everybody has their season. If your season coming, your season's gonna come.
Very true. Dom, I really, really appreciate you coming on today. This has been awesome
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. This has been great getting to talk to you, getting to know you. I'm learning a lot literally right here and right now. Like I said earlier, there's no wrong way or right way. It's all trial and error. Just
Yeah.
be passionate, do what you do. And I really appreciate your personal journey that you shared with us, your personal experiences, your struggles, your ups and downs, but then also your achievements, your celebrations, the payoffs that have worked for you. I really appreciate that, man. And I just want to say, I know you've been talking this whole time, but I want to turn over to you one more time. Is there anything that you'd like to say? And also, please put yourself out there, promote yourself. Tell us all about Dom Hollins, who you are, where we can find you, how we can follow you, and anybody that wants to reach out to you. And feel free to plug anything else you want.
At HeyDom803 on Instagram, at Forever Hollins 8 on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. ForeverHollins.gum, GUM, road, ROAD.com for services, management services, YouTube, Spotify, all that, consultations, I do all that, social media management, I do all that. It's all services on there. Dominique Hollins on Facebook. I'm everywhere. Go stream Already Mine by Amogane. Go run up checks. Go run up The Winner's Edge. We got more music coming from Trail and Mo. Go run up Mo. Go run up something like Rappers. Go run up all that. Like _ Mo _ Seuss _ Learn Apply Adapt for Trail. Man, we all over the place. I'm all over the place. Let's do it. At Shot the Culture 803 on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, at _Kurt Rich _ That's my Brody, my partner in crime on this. Go subscribe. Go follow all them boys.
That's right. Like, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it, man. That's awesome. And again, to all the listeners out there, there are going to be links in the show notes. Just scroll on over, check it out. This episode is obviously out there on all podcast streaming platforms. So check out the links in the show notes, and also on YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, watching on YouTube, check out the links there. Dom, I really appreciate it, man. I feel like anyone out there listening to this conversation has a lot to take away from it, and has a lot to be able to be receptive to, and to be able to help mold them and make them even better than they already are. Like you said, you can be the greatest talent, but you might be failing at getting yourself out there. So just keep working, keep putting yourself out there.
And come to us. We can help. Get a consultation. Get a service. We can help you. That's what I'm here for.
That's what Dom's here for, all about being helpful, and I really appreciate it, man. To my listeners out there, as always, guys, I hope you found some inspirations for practical applications. If you have not, then I just don't think you would listen. But until next time, everyone, stay golden. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to rate and review, and click that subscribe button for new bi-weekly episodes. As always, the theme music is provided by the Ericka page. Follow us on social media at IPA Sessions Podcast. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now we have a TikTok and YouTube. All information and links are in the show notes. So show some love and support for these amazing indie artists. And if you'd like to come on and share your journey as an independent artist, reach out to me via email at ipasessionspodcast@gmail.com. Till next time, I hope you found some inspirations for practical application in entertainment.